Hey everyone, welcome back to another explainer. You know that sheer head-banging frustration of trying to move your money between an everyday bank account and your digital assets? It honestly feels like hitting a brick wall, right? Well, today we're unpacking a radical shift that literally eliminates that headache entirely. We're exploring the leap from traditional banking as we know it, straight into the world of WeFi and the deobanking ecosystem.
Okay, let's dive right into our roadmap for today. We'll start off with the DeFi banking revolution, then look under the hood at the on-chain accounting book. Next, we'll explore unified on-chain bank accounts, check out the WeFi card experience, and finally, wrap up with next steps and risks. All right, let's get into it.
Part 1. The deobanking revolution. The end of fiat friction.
For years, there's been this massive, frustrating wall between everyday fiat money, like your dollars and euros, and the expansive world of Web3. To cross that wall meant dealing with a multi-step nightmare. The traditional fiat to crypto model is painful. You use a legacy bank, pay high fees to transfer your funds to an exchange, pay even more fees to trade, and then you have to manage all these totally disconnected, fragmented wallets. But the deobanking model, it completely collapses that friction. It gives you a seamless, single entry point where individuals and institutions can operate on the exact same level. To make sure we're all speaking the exact same language today, let's quickly define this. Deobanking is essentially a decentralized banking platform that combines global payments, non-custodial control, and crypto-native infrastructure. The really crucial takeaway here is that it's built entirely without relying on outdated legacy banking systems. I mean, think about it. Much of the traditional banking world literally still runs on code from the 1970s. This, on the other hand, is built from day one for modern regulatory compliance and internet-native finance, letting absolutely anyone access decentralized finance through a familiar everyday interface.
Moving on to part 2, the on-chain accounting book, also known as the trust machine. So, how is this actually possible? Let's peel back the curtain and look at the foundational tech innovation making this entire ecosystem hum. WeFi calls this their trust machine. Traditional banks play this risky game with a fractional reserve model. They lend out the money you deposit, keeping only a tiny fraction on hand, which, as we know, is exactly what causes historic bank runs. WeFi completely replaces that. Here, funds are backed one-to-one by transparent stablecoins like USDC and EURC. There is absolutely zero fractional reserve risk. Plus, everything has instant on-chain verification. And this brilliantly illustrates the concept of reverse collateralization. Your fiat isn't backed by legacy bank deposits hidden away on some private opaque corporate balance sheet. Instead, it's backed by stablecoins directly on the blockchain. What does that mean for you? Complete transparency. Your money is always fully backed and fully auditable in real time. It's a total game changer.
Part 3. Unified on-chain bank accounts. One app for all your assets.
So that's the powerful infrastructure working behind the scenes. But what does this trust machine actually look like when you're holding it in your hands? Well, just look at how beautifully familiar this interface is. It feels exactly like the modern banking apps you're probably already tapping on today. But within this single view, you're tracking, earning, and managing over 7,000 crypto assets right alongside your euros or dollars. It's a completely unified experience, seamlessly bringing fiat and crypto together into one easy-to-read balance.
The mechanics powering this under the hood are just incredible. When you open a WeFi account, you get a personal IBAN that is linked one-to-one with a EURC stablecoin address. This completely eliminates the usual technical hurdles. You can send or receive euros or EURC without needing to manually swap a single thing. Whether you need local account access or global deployment rails, it all happens instantly in the background.
Which brings us to part 4, the WeFi card experience and spending as mining.
Having all your assets in one place is fantastic, but how do you actually spend them in the real world? That leads us to the ecosystem's most radical consumer innovation, the WeFi card. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the exact flow of a purchase. When you swipe your WeFi card, your digital assets automatically convert to fiat right at the point of sale. But here's the kicker. As you spend, you instantly earn what WeFi calls spending as mining rewards. And you aren't just restricted to a couple of niche, crypto-friendly coffee shops either. Because this card operates on the Visa network, it's accepted at over 140 million merchants globally from day one. That gives the card massive, real-world utility right out of the gates. So the crucial point is this. Every single time you buy a coffee, book a flight, or grab groceries, your everyday expenses are directly converted into continuous cloud mining power. Instead of a standard, boring cashback point system, your spending actively increases your mining power in the network. You're literally mining their native WFI token and continuously building wealth just by going about your everyday life.
Let's zoom out and see how this all builds into a holistic package. The on-chain banking account, the mining node, the WeFi card, and even a global eSIM all come together inside the WeFi suite. It really acts as your ultimate all-in-one financial and lifestyle hub. It gives you instant access to a full financial ecosystem under one structure with a single entry point. This right here is what true financial sovereignty looks like.
Finally, Part 5. Next steps and risks for your financial future. We've covered a tremendous amount of ground today, looking at how deobanking replaces legacy extraction with an internet-scale reward system. If you are a forward-thinking learner ready to take the next step toward true financial sovereignty, it's time to unlock early access. I highly encourage you to get your specific questions answered by booking a personalized appointment with an expert today. Just head over to dclickfinance.online. Again, that's dclickfinance.online to seamlessly schedule your transition into the ecosystem. Now, as always, we've got to close out responsibly. WeFi is a deobanking platform. It's not a traditional bank. It does not accept deposits on a banking balance sheet, nor does it use your funds for fractional reserve lending. Instead, it facilitates access to banking services provided by regulated third-party institutions. So after looking at the seamless on-chain integration we've just explored, I want to leave you with one final thought. Are you going to keep tolerating the friction of legacy banking, or are you ready to finally step into the future of money? Thanks so much for learning with me today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.